These books. These books were so good that I read them and then I immediately bought whatever else the author had written. They were just amazing for me. They had so much to teach me, but they were also very, very entertaining. So that is the perfect combination for a book, teachable and entertaining. These books are everything and more. I'm Maria from Read Fine Books. Let's get into it. The first one is Clara and the Sun. This book by Kazuo Ishiguro was an amazing sci-fi. It's the story told from a robot's point of view. Clara is an artificial friend, an AI. She is bought and becomes the friend of a little girl who is sick. She also becomes attached to the little girl and looks for a way to save her. For that, she prays to the only God she knows, the sun, because the sun is what powers up her batteries, is what gives her energy. So she views it as an all-powerful being. And that idea is so interesting, so entertaining because early humans did that as well. And now to think that an artificial intelligence does exactly that, that is very, very interesting. The way Clara talks, the way she views the world is very easy for the reader to put himself or herself in her skin and understand the world as a robot would. It also tackles a lot of problems and ideas that will come up in the near future, like robots replacing people in the workforce. So, if you like subjects like that, robots and a possible near future, please read this book. Kazuo Ishiguro is an amazing author, and now I have lots of his books on my reading list just because of one book. The next one is Project Hail Mary. Project Hail Mary is a book by Andy Weir. It is his third book, and after reading this one, I went back and read The Martian and Artemis. I like Project Hail Mary more. Artemis and The Martian are good books, but not nearly as amazing as Project Hail Mary. In this one, Andy Weir outdid himself, so whatever else he wants to write, I will buy. This book talks about a possible end of the world. Scientists unite to prevent it. But that is not the most important thing in the book. And sadly, I cannot say what this book is about without giving spoilers, so I will not. I will just say that it talks about collaborating on a whole new level, and it was just amazing. Please do not watch book reviews with spoilers in them because part of the beauty of this book are the surprises in it. And there are lots of them. And the writing is fun and entertaining. You'll be glued to the book. I have yet to meet a person who didn't like it. And as I said, I read other books written before by Andy Weir, and I see his writing evolving. So, if Project Hail Mary was this good, just imagine what he can do next. So, this is a must read. The next one is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. If you've ever watched the series Being Erica, a Canadian series, I absolutely fell in love with and was devastated when the project stopped. This this book reminded me of that series. It is all about the roads not taken in life and answering the question, the all prevailing question: what if I had done that, or what if I hadn't done that mistake? What if you fill in the gaps? And the Midnight Library is a library you go to if your life is about to end, and just pick another book in that library and live another life like it was your own. This idea of magically stepping into another life, in enjoying a life without the consequences of your previous mistakes, enjoying a life that you think is better, has, of course, unintended consequences. This is a journey of learning more about yourself, learning more about the world around you. And for me, it worked. These kinds of books make me discover more about myself, and uh, make me think more about how appreciative I am of what I am just living, how appreciative I am of my life, and I'm sure it will have the same effect on you. So, if you are a bit dissatisfied with your life, this is a very good one to make you feel better. And I already read two other books by this author. I like them. I didn't like them as much as The Midnight Library, but this one is one of his latest books. And I'm seeing, just as in Andy Weir's writing, way the author evolved, and I'm sure other books will be at least as amazing. So this book made the author an autobiography for me, and I'm glad, so glad I read it. So, the next book I want to talk about is I Must Betray You. This book by Ruth Acevedes is a historical fiction about a teenage boy living in communist Romania. He falls in love, and relationships under a dictatorship are very complicated because he finds that he cannot trust anyone, not a potential girlfriend, not his friends, not even his family. That makes him a very lonely person. And the feelings of reading that, understanding such loneliness, not being able to trust your own family, that is so sad and heartbreaking. I can't even say how much this book meant to me. I cannot describe how amazing it was and how well documented. I was blown away. From this one book, whatever she wants to write next, I will buy for sure. So if you're interested in historical fiction, this one is a must read. The next book I want to talk about is The Schopenhauer Cure. This one is written by a psychiatrist. Irvin Yalom is an existential psychiatrist and professor of psychiatry at Stanford University. Irvin Yalom has written lots of fiction and non-fiction books. This one is a fiction book, and the first book I read by him. It made me want to read a lot more books by this author. And I did. I read When Nietzsche Wept, Lying on the Couch, Mama and the Meaning of Life, The Spinoza Problem. They were all good, very good. And I want to talk about the Schopenhauer Cure because it is the first one I read by him, and it is what led me to his other works. And it is just special. The things he writes here are real things that happen in his psychiatry office. Of course, it is mixed with fiction, but the main stories, there are stories that happened in real life in his psychiatry office. He writes about them years later. The patients have different names, but he did get the confirmation from all of them that they want their stories told just so that other people learn from them. And indeed, you understand with this book how therapy is important, how an objective outside opinion can change your own view on things. And even more than that, the stories themselves are fascinating, and the writing will keep you glued to the pages. I actually loved all his books so far, and if you're looking for insight into your own problems, reading about other people's problems will definitely help you. So, yes, this book is amazing. Definitely a must read, as are all the others in this video. Have you read any of them already? Do you agree with me? Do you have other books that actually made the author an autobi for you as well? I'm really curious to know which book made you feel that way about the author. Let me know. I'm Maria from Read Fine Books. Thank you for watching.